What if I told you that Red Dead Revolver once had more in common with a horror movie than a cowboy tale? Yeah, before Rockstar cleaned it up and gave us the Red we know today, this game was full of freaky creatures, mutant clowns, and half-finished nightmares hiding in the code. You're not going to find these things in the final game, but they were there. Cut content, beta builds, debugged zones. This ain't just scrapped ideas. This is a whole weird west that never saw daylight. So saddle up, compadre, and let's ride into 5 of the creepiest creatures Red Dead Revolver nearly unleashed on our childhoods. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This prototype of Red Dead Revolver is a PlayStation 2 build dated January 15th, 2002, about 2 months before the game's official announcement. The prototype was developed by Angel Studios under the supervision of Capcom. Deep inside the game's prototype levels, like LVL_cover, you'll find weird, frozen figures with names like Shoot Me and Anti-Sneaker. They don't move. They don't attack. They just stand there. These were test dummies, made for enemy placement, AI scripting, and possibly to haunt your dreams. It's like stumbling into an abandoned movie set where the actors never left. Some of them don't even have faces. Others have names like Gang One or Sneaker. Sneaker, was that supposed to be a stealth boss? A ninja cowboy? The creep factor goes up when you realize these placeholders are still buried in the game files, just waiting. It's unclear if they were ever going to become full enemies, or if they were always meant to be ghost code. But they're there, a digital graveyard of what could be beans. And let's be honest, if Shoot Me isn't a cry for help from a stressed out dev, I don't know what is. There's a reason the Freak Show level feels like a fever dream. It's a leftover from an even weirder version of the game. Early builds show that Pig Josh wasn't alone. He had help from mutated henchmen. These Batboy hybrids had wings like demons and looked straight out of a B-movie sideshow. Some concept art shows them swarming like angry bats. Others look like skinny goblins in tights. One version of the Bat Lady wasn't just a weird boss. She was part literal bat. Imagine fighting a boss with echolocation and claws instead of pistols. It would have made Red Dead Revolver feel more like Bloodborne in the West. But Rockstar dialed it back. Way back. In the final game, we just get explosions and giggles. But these enemies were nightmare fuel. Sometimes, I wish they had gone full horror western. Just once. But hey, if you're enjoying this weird ride through Rockstar's forgotten freak show, drop a like and subscribe to ContraBrosTeam for more lost legends, hidden lore, and retro madness. And check out our sister channel Retrolist HQ, where we dive deep into obscure PS1 and PS3 gems you've probably never played. You already know Pig Josh, the dynamite-lobbing psycho clown in red stripes. But in early builds, he was way creepier. His model had blank white eyes and armor that made him look like a cartoon gladiator. He carried a bigger shield, had a silent screen face, and moved like a tank. The voice lines, way darker, less haha, more boom and doom. It's like they couldn't decide if he was a joke or a boss from Silent Hill. In fact, some early dev notes refer to him as a shock boss or aggressor type. There's even evidence he had backup, a whole crew of freaks never seen again. We're talking strapped flame jugglers, human cannonballs, even an unfinished ringmaster. Pig Josh was meant to be one ring in a twisted circus of pain. Instead, Rockstar chopped it all down and left him standing alone. Maybe it was too weird. Maybe it didn't fit. Or maybe they realized they created something too terrifying for a cowboy game. Either way, the pig we got is only half the monster they planned. He's the last survivor of a deleted Dark Carnival, a glitch in Rockstar's memory.
Thank you, sir.
And honestly, I kinda wish we got the full nightmare.
If I can be of any assistance whatsoever, do not hesitate to call upon me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a certain debt to collect from Professor Perry and his circus crew. Good day to you.
Deep in Red Dead Revolver's early files, there's something weird, something avian, dubbed by fans as the Buzzard People. These humanoid creatures never made it past early prototypes. Their bodies were lanky, almost skeletal, part man, part bird, all nightmare. Their wings, tattered, their eyes, glowing, their animations, broken. Some theorize they were guardians of an abandoned temple level that was later scrapped. Others say they were linked to a lost story thread involving a cursed desert tribe. The few test maps where they appear show them circling dead NPCs like vultures, and when approached, they'd shriek, flap violently, and vanish into thin air. It's like Rockstar didn't want us to fight them, just witness them and feel unease. Early dev notes refer to them cryptically: air scavengers, desert stalkers, not human. They weren't bosses, weren't enemies, more like wandering spirits with wings. And the weirdest part, one model is tagged as friendly. Was this an NPC you could talk to, trade with, join? The designs suggest a whole faction, cut from the game like they never existed. There's even concept art showing them dragging off wounded enemies to high ground. Fans still argue whether they were supernatural or just extremely messed up cannibals. But one thing's for sure, these creatures weren't meant to be explained. They were there to unsettle you, to haunt a land already soaked in blood. And then Rockstar buried them, like the Buzzard People buried their prey. Forgotten? Maybe. But if you listen close in the desert wind, you can still hear the wings. In the dusty code of Red Dead Revolver, one ghost refuses to rest. He's only known by his dev nickname, undead duelist _01. Picture a gunslinger, face half-rotted, eyes hollow, jaw slightly unhinged. His animations? Almost human, but just off enough to make your skin crawl. Some beta builds show him standing in the middle of a ghost town, wait too long, and he draws, without a word, without warning. His revolver emits green smoke. His bullets never miss. Once defeated, he collapses and disintegrates into black cinders. In some dev menus, he's marked as non-canon boss, Halloween event, but there was no Halloween update, no event, just him. Rockstar never mentioned him, not even once in patch notes or previews, but he's there, hidden deep. You can even force spawn him on PS2 dev kits. His AI was unfinished, but when you aim at him, he whispers your name. It's probably just corrupted audio, or something worse. Some believe he was a leftover from an early Supernatural expansion. Others say he's based on a real outlaw, who was executed, then vanished. A ghost doomed to keep dueling, even after death. Kill him once, he returns. Kill him twice, he duels himself. He doesn't drop loot. He doesn't speak. He just wants one last shot. And if you beat him too fast sometimes, he just stands up again. So, what was the freak show of Red Dead Revolver? Was it just Rockstar testing the limits of PlayStation 2 code? Or were they whispering a warning about a darker West? One we were never meant to see. A West crawling with buzzard people, undead duelists, and forgotten freaks. buried under layers of scrapped code and never-ending mystery. If this freak show gave you goosebumps, drop a like, hit subscribe, and tell us what you found hiding in Red Dead Revolver's weird world. And hey, don't miss the even weirder stuff on our sister channel, Retrolist HQ, where we dig up strange gems from the darkest corners of PS1, PS2, and beyond. Until next time, keep your revolver loaded and your eyes on the shadows.